Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're having some fun this month by going and looking at way back when. So pulling out old stamp sets that we haven't used for a very, very long time, or I haven't used for a very long time, and giving them some love and using some of the new colours, new products and things, and sort of mixing and matching a bit. So today we're going to be doing a fun card. What I've done is I've taken a piece of, so this is our background piece, which is 1/4 inch smaller in the white, and then we've just got a strip that's going to go straight across the middle. Now mine happens to measure, the strip is 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4, and this is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. That's just happens to be what I'm working with. It doesn't have to be exact. You can do it whatever size you want, as long as you have a strip which is about that sort of difference in the middle. So you've got almost a third. So if it's a third of the size of the paper, you're probably doing about right. So colours, we're going to be using bright, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, bit of Orchid Oasis, and maybe a bit of Starry Sky just to bring it through. And we're using one of my all-time favourite stamp sets, which was Gorgeous Grunge. If you want to have this sort of grungy look, it is absolutely perfect. I got it in a wooden set because I used it and used it and used it and used it. I still use it today. So that's why I thought I would bring out some of the old ones that we haven't used for a while and that we can use. So I'm taking again Happy Birthday Everyone, because there's this lovely huge Happy Birthday font. So this one I'm just going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in the Starry Sky. So we're keeping all of the colours together. If I can open this up. And as I say, we're taking a bit of a trip down memory lane, which I think is always quite good. So I'm inking the Happy Birthday up, and that is then going to be stamped with this background. So we need to make sure that we've got our piece as straight as we can get it. And then we're going to take the Happy Birthday and we're just literally going to stamp it in the centre. So some of it is going to come off, but that's fine because this strip is going to be lifted up, which just gives a different layer. So you've got your Happy Birthday in on there. It's come off a little bit at the bottom. It doesn't matter so much because once we've actually finished with it, it'll be fine. And so I'm just going to put that in like that and try and keep the piece on there. And we're then going to take the Gorgeous Grunge and we're going to take some of the colours. So I want the big splot, and I'm going to do that in the Tahitian Tide, I think, because I like that one. I'm just wondering, I think I probably should we do it again on the other side? Let's take another strip. I have these strips that are exactly the right size because they're the strips that I get when I cut my paper down to the right size. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to give it another go actually, because I want to try and get it as accurately as I can, and I didn't get that off. It gave too much of a ridge and I don't like it. So we'll do it again. This is why whenever you see me stamping, I'm a real stamper and I do things you know, real time, so that you can see warts and all. If we make a mistake, there's always a way of correcting it. It's two sides to a piece of paper. So that's better. So we've now got the Happy Birthday coming down on there, and I am keeping it like that. And now we're going to take the, which we had from the Gorgeous Grunge, we're going to take the Tahitian Tide. And we're going to do, I need to get a piece of scrap paper in underneath. Excuse me. So let's pop this in on here, make sure it's straight. You can tape it down if you want to, but I'm not overly, and I've got a little tiny spot on there. So we'll have a piece that side and we'll have a piece that side. So we've got that bit that comes in a spot. I love Gorgeous Grunge. It's just such a lovely, lovely stamp set. Then we've got some nice sort of stripy bits in on here. So I think I'm going to have those in the green. And this is where it's literally just about playing. And if you look at you know, your stamp sets, I'm sure you've got lots of things that have got like splatters and splots and things like that, and they're the great things to work with. So this I'm just inking up, and I'm going to have a little bit down there, and I'll have a little bit up on there, which I think looks quite nice. I might have another little bit of the green because I do like that green. So I'm going to take the smaller splot, and we're going to have a little bit of that coming through. So we'll have that up in that corner, and we'll have that down in that corner. Oh, you see, I just love it. Always love the Gorgeous Grunge. It makes for such simple cards, and you don't need to use a huge much. Now, I'm going to tie the whole thing together, because I'm going to keep it fairly clean and simple. This is the Starry Sky, and I'm going to take the largest one, which again is, like we were doing the other day, a splot will help tie things in together. So I'm just going to take one bit over that side and one bit over that side. And I think that is going to be as much as I want. I'm going to put these all up here because I'll clean them afterwards. But I do love, I always love, people didn't like them because they took up too much space, but I loved wooden stamps because, you know, you need no blocks, nothing. They're great for beginner stampers. And that's what I used all the time when I was beginning. So now we've got two ways of doing this. We can either, let's put this in on here. We can either, we want this to come up with dimensionals, so we can, yeah, I don't think we need to sponge around the outside at all. We just need to put some dimensionals down on the side. So I want to take that in, and what we could do is, again, it's something that you can have a look at doing rather than, so these are all my scraps, which are always, let me take them down to see, that's exactly the same size as that. That's the same size as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of these scraps and cut them down so that they come through, and we can stick them on top, and it'll give, rather than having, it'll just give a little bit of extra stability on it, and it helps when you're trying to, just pick that up, always make sure that I put it so that it exactly fits in perfectly. That's on there. I need another couple of these, which I will just put in on here to just give a little bit of extra height on there. And I'm just going to glue them onto the back of this piece, and then I can cut them off at the end. So I just want to, and again, this is using literally just scraps and pieces that are over, because we just want to have it, instead of putting dimensionals on, if you just layer it up enough, you don't have to. So I can now take, where my other scissors are, I've got my snips about somewhere because I was using them, but I've taken them off. So I'm just literally cutting that down. But you've now got, I'm just going to see if that's going to give take it up enough. No, I need it just up a little bit more. So I am going to put some dimensionals on. But it's given that stability to it, which is what I wanted. So we'll just take some dimensionals up from here and just take them along. I think we need 5 like that. Oops, take those off on here. Then we've got this one that can come in on here. I'm not going to glue it down because you know what I'm like, I always take something out of the inside. So let's take that off first so that it doesn't come on there. And this is where we need to get it so that it's going to come exactly, line up your happy and your birthday. Put that on. So you've then got just a little bit of a definition on there. Put that in on like that. And you've got, again, a very simple card, but with just a little bit of a layer lift in there. And again, I think it makes something which is simple, easy to achieve, and is a little bit different. So, using some of our old ones. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.